Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Genevieve Designs. Today I have a new set of printable papers that I've created for you guys, and I'm super excited about it because I was feeling like there was something missing that we need in our projects, and I think that a lot of stuff that we purchase and buy, everything is very muted, everything is very pastel, which I love. Don't get me wrong, I love a lot. But I was feeling like we were missing something with it a little bit more saturated, but still in the background realm, like where it would still be, it would just accent whatever you're doing, whatever you're making, where it would be behind pictures. They would be like a place for your eye to rest, kind of thing. So I sat down on my computer and I thought, and I made so many versions of what you're getting ready to see that it's kind of ridiculous. But included with this set, with these sets of color essentials is what I'm calling them, you're going to get some bonus sheets, and there is actually a freebie in my Facebook group that I'll tell you about later on as well. This is the introduction video to the colors essentials, and they are sets 1 through 5. So I kind of grouped them into colors like the greens, the blues, the purples, the browns, and like the pinky reddy colors. So I kind of loosely grouped them, and I'll explain that here in just a second, into color categories. And each set, there's 4 colors in each set. In each color, there are 10 pages. So I'll show you. I don't have that. Let me see if I've got any full sheet. Hang on. I should have done this already. So they will print as a full sheet of paper, okay? You're gonna see, what you're gonna see, what I'm gonna flip through mostly is just the index sheets. All right, so with each set of color essentials, you're gonna get a title sheet, which has every page that's included in that set. So this is set number 1, and you're gonna see there's 4 colors. And this is the sheet that I want you to use to test your printer settings, like to test to see if it matches your project. And it kind of happened accidentally, this sheet, because I wanted to showcase all the beautiful color variations, but then I also wanted you to see everything. I don't know, and it just kind of happened where this was the perfect way for you to print off a sheet, just one sheet, and that way you can see what your printer is going to print. And also what's included in the sets of templates, sets of papers, is index sheets. So I'll show you that in just a second. So the color essential set number 1 is kind of like a greenish colorway, and there's 4 colors. And I wanted to show you, this is one printer setting. This is my inkjet, and it is, I've got it on the Gamma 2.2. So if you look in your settings, you'll be able to see all different options, all different kinds of options. And so that's this one, and then this one I think is Gamma 1.2, and you can see the difference. I mean, it's huge. It's a huge difference between those two. So you can change your settings, your printer settings, but if you change your printer settings, please write them down so that if you were like, oh, I didn't like that, you can go back to what it was before. And you can also save your printer settings that you create under different names, so you can say, ooh, this is going to be my saturated one, and that's the 2.2 Gamma, and that's what you name it, whatever you name it, okay? But anyway, so those are my 2 inkjet settings at the moment, and then this is my laser printer. So another totally different color set, right? So you can get a lot of I know a lot of you don't have multiple printers. I do, but I know a lot of you don't. But I even wrote on their laser printer. I would be able to tell because it's a little shiny. But the color variations are just wildly different. And if you just play around with your settings, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. And so you can also that way you can find what works best with your project. So that's the title sheet for the color set number 1. And then here are the index sheets for that same color set. There's a reason they're like this. There's 4 to a sheet, and they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are in zip files, and they are full of JPEGs. So how you open the zip file is you download your zip file, then you right click on the file and then extract all, and then you put them in a folder and you name them. So you would name this one Color Essentials Set Number 1. So these are all JPEGs, so they should be numbered. They should have a name on them, like when you save them as a JPEG, it should say Color Essentials Set Number 1, or something like, or it could just say 1. I don't remember. I guess I could look. So each set of essentials comes with the index sheet. So here is this is the first color, right? So this is the colorway, and there's 10 of these. So here's what you'll see. You'll see 1 through 4, 5 through 8, and then 9, 10, and then you'll have a full, like, bonus swatch of the color itself. And this is not included as a full sheet. This is only in the index sheet. And again, there's a reason I have set the index sheets up this way, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, so each set, again, 4 colors, and this is just one of the 4 colors out of this set. So, and then it'll start with the next one, which is 11 through 14. So this is the next color. And you'll notice there's a bunch of vintage scripts, there's ledgers, there's vintage images, vintage receipts, all the things. So what I did was from my vintage pastel printable papers, I took my favorite images and elements and I put them onto these papers because I feel like they could work with just about any project that we do. And we're using them in our project currently now. Have I used one of these colors, one of the great, whoop. What is this? What are we doing here? Let's move that. I feel like I did use one of these colors, one of the greens. Oh, here's one of the greens right here. So I used it in the insert, right? So isn't that pretty? And those I had printed smaller. I printed in, you know, like a 2 5x7s, I think is what I printed. But anyway, so here's the second color, and then there is a full swatch of that second color. And then here's the third. And my printer was printing. I had to do a print head cleaning, so some of these swatches or index sheets look kind of funny, but they're not. They print perfectly good. But yeah, I feel like we were missing a lot of these types of colors to add into our projects, you know, that we're making our albums and we need just a little bit more color or a little bit more contrast. So that's kind of what I was going for. And then here's the 4th color of this colorway. And then there's a full sheet of the color itself. All right, that was set number 1. Here's set number 2. Again, I'm going to show you the different sheets that I printed off, the title sheets. Set number 2 is kind of a blue-ish. This is Gamma 2.2. This is Gamma 1.2. And you can see the difference there. And then here's my laser printer. And then yet another color difference. So, yeah, it's fun to play around with printer settings just as long as you write stuff down and that you save what you want to save. And then I'll just flip through quickly. This is the first color in set number 2, and it'll say set number 2 on there. There's the first color, here's the second. And here's the third. Again, these all individually will print as a full sheet. Doesn't matter if it's 8.5 by 11 or if it's an A4 size sheet. I think that's what it is, right? A4. It will print a full sheet. And here's the 4th color. And then here is Color Essentials set number 3. And there's the 3 different colorways that I have printed. So Gamma 2.2, 1.2, and then my laser. So wildly different. And it just blows my mind how one little thing can change everything on how your things print. So these are kind of the purpley colors. Here's the first color in set 3. So you see what I mean by saturated, and it's going to provide a lot of contrast in our albums, in beauty and interest, and help extend our paper collection that we're using. Help to make that go a little further. And you can use them over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So there's that. And here's another colorway. And then the last one, I think, in this set, yep, it's kind of a mauvey color, a mauve. Oh, I just heard something. Is this one? I can't tell. Let me hang on. It looks like I printed this. No, this isn't this one. This was in the next set. Sorry, I got distracted. So here is the last color in this set number 4. Oh no, where's my set number 4 at? Oh, it should be set 3. Where's my set 3 at? Oh, well, on this sheet, in set number 3, apparently I didn't add this, on this last sheet, I didn't add the 3. So if I don't go back and fix that, you guys put your page 3 there, set 3. Whoops. Okay. Here is set number 4, and this one is more of a red toned colorway. So deep red tones, not really red. There's not a red in here, but anywho's, but there's an orange. So look at the difference again. Gamma 2.2, Gamma 1.2, and then my laser. So they're all pretty, and they're all going to be useful for certain things. Okay, so here's the first color. That's what my laser printer does sometimes. It makes a big goobly gobbly mess. And then there's the next. Oh, this isn't the next color. This is the first color. It's a really dark, deep, like eggplant deep kind of color. And then here's the next one. Is this the one I printed? I didn't print it specifically for this, but I had printed it for something. Yeah. So again, full sheet. You get a full sheet, and that's this one right here. So I just kind of wanted to point that out. And then here's another color. Is this the third color? Yeah. No, this is the one I just showed you. This is the third color. Or is it the fourth color? It's the third color. Jeez. Right, isn't that beautiful? It's like a raspberry, or a, oh, what's the, raspberry's not the right, but it's beautiful. I love it. And then here's the last one in the set number 4. Now see, I've got my 4 there. And then set number 5. So this one's like browns. Well, I was just jabbering away and my camera shut off and I didn't know. It stopped recording. Oh well, that's okay. So we are on set number 5, and this is the browns, and like a chocolate brown. It could be black depending on your setting. So this is the Gamma 2.2, Gamma 1.2, and then my laser. So it has kind of like, depending on your settings, right? So there's like a chocolate brown, a brown, like a craft, and like a yellow, depending on, you know, your settings. So it looks like, I don't know, it's hard to tell. It looks more black than brown, like here, and it looks more chocolatey brown here. But either way, they're going to be good. They're going to be really, really lovely to work with, because a lot of times we don't have this particular color in things. Oh, I did want to tell you too. I printed all these index sheets off, and I hole punched them and just put binder rings on there to kind of keep them all together. And then these little sleeves here, I will have them linked below if you want to get you some. I think I got them on Amazon. I think they're just Avery binder pockets, something like that. I thought I had a set sitting right here, but I don't. All right, here's the first color in this set number 5. All right, it's almost black. And then here is, you can also print any of these off in black and white. It'll be different tones of like grayscale, but yeah, you might want to try that if you need that color, you know, if you really need that grayscale kind of color. Here's the second color. Full sheet. There's the third color. It's kind of like a craft color. And then here's the last color, set number 5. Okay, I left myself a note because my printer does weird things sometimes. So I'm gonna move that note aside. So included with your sets, there are, what are these? Are these printed onto something? Are these just on paper? Yes. There are 2 bonus washi tape templates. Okay. I have recorded the footage of this. This was made with a cutting machine in mind. Now, I don't know. I would like to know, for those of you out there who have other cutting machines. I have a Brother Scan and Cut. If it works the same way. I only know my machine. I don't know any of the other ones. But what you do is you scan this into your cutting machine, and it is meant for you to cut your washi tape out of your index sheets. So it is, these have already been cut, and I've actually already used a little bit. So this is one of the index sheets for set number 3. And so this is set up to where it will cut like a full strip. And it won't go off the paper, which I don't know if your cutting machine, if it bothers your cutting machine, if your line goes just off. I think it's going to cut it off anyway. But this way I just made sure that it's cutting what it needs to cut. So you scan this in your cutting machine. You do all the things. I'll show you in the footage that I took. And then you take this off of your cutting mat and you put your printed image onto your cutting mat. So there's one that's horizontal and then there's one that's a vertical. So you get these 2 free with your purchase. Every set has a set of these, and they're in with the index sheets. So then I printed just one of the sheets onto washi paper and sent it through and told my printer or my scanning cut to do a half cut. So I haven't ripped this off on purpose because I want to show you. It's kind of like paper ASMR. If I can get it to work here. Watch this. I'll do one with you further away, and then I'll scoot you in closer. Okay, so once you get started, let me get this guy going too. Look at that. So it does that kiss cut thing, and then you can just tear the outer edge off of your paper, your washi paper sheet. And yeah, see? And now you have individual strips that you can use just like any other washi. So, here, let me do it again. I'm gonna scoot you in so you can see a little bit better. This is so fun. Just taking these off. It's fun. Okay. So this one was the vertical, and then this one is the horizontal. Isn't that awesome? I just love it. I think it's so fun. It is so fun. And then, you know, they're just washi strips. They tear, this is washi paper, and I'll show you the washi paper in just a second. And they tear just like washi and everything. So you use them just like you would any other washi. Okay. So this is the washi paper that I've been using. You can use washi paper. You can also use like frosted matte sticker paper. This is for inkjets, and I will link these. I'll have all these linked in the description box for you, so if you want to check them out. The washi paper, if you're putting washi onto dark prints, the washi paper shows up a little weird. But at the frosted matte sticker paper, it blends in. However, you cannot tear the frosted matte sticker paper. You can use regular sticker paper. You can use craft paper. Oh, and before I go any further, I'm going to move these. Let me show you the freebie in Facebook. And then I'm going to kind of give you a background of how this came to be in the first place. So let me show you the freebie. Here's the freebie. This one is a full sheet, and it's got both the vertical and the horizontal on them. And you can use this the exact same way as we did this. So you do the same thing. You scan this in. Oh, this is a freebie in my Facebook group. So you have to be part of my Facebook group. And if you're not, I'll have it linked down below. You just request to join and answer the questions. And then you will have access to all the freebies in there. But you did the same. You scan it into your scanning card if you have one. And this I did just a cardstock piece, because I wanted to show you that even if you don't want to use sticker paper, a regular sticker paper, label paper, craft label paper, any of those, you can have a set of paper strips as well. So it'll do the same thing as if you were printing on sticker paper, except you don't want to do a half cut. You want to do like a full cut. So I thought that was fun to demonstrate that. And then, isn't that fun? Just to have a bunch of little paper strips. You would use them the same way you'd use washi. So then I printed, this is a new printable that I purchased, and I will have it linked in the description box. It's an Etsy shop, and it's, I don't want to say. I'll have it linked. But I printed them onto, this one's printed onto washi paper. Is this one washi paper? Yes. And then this one, no, wait a second. This is not washi paper. This is the frosted matte sticker paper. But I printed a full sheet, and I did the kiss cut, you know, like the half cut. Hang on. Getting it started is probably the hardest part, you know. And what's really nice is once you scan that into your scan and cut, you can do this over and over and over again. You can keep swapping out whatever it is that you're wanting to cut out that way. Well, oh, there we go. Okay, I was just making it more difficult. So check this out. And I'm pretty sure this is the matte sticker paper. I might be wrong. I might have just told you a fib. It's hard to tell, you guys. All right, so you can see all of those fun things. So I'm gonna see if I can't tear this. If I can tear it, then it's washi paper. Oh, that's washi paper. Where is my sticker? I know I printed onto this. I guess you can tear it. I might have told you a fib, because I'm pretty sure I printed onto this paper, onto that mat. Huh, interesting. Well, I might have told you a fib, you guys. These are washi papers. Do I already have one? Yeah, and I know those. Yeah, those tore. Okay, well, let's try this one. This one is, I thought this was the matte sticker paper, or online labels, or whatever you want to call it, but I could be wrong. I thought that's what I printed. Okay, so this one I took 2 images from that same paper collection, and I printed 2 to a page, so it didn't do perfectly. Like, it's not set up the way my index sheets are set up. So you'll have some border stuff around here, like here's some just plain. But you know what you could do with this plain is you could add your, hang on, let me shake something. You can add your liquid gold to it. Or you can just do like a splatter. Ooh, let me do that. Let me find something I can splatter onto. So you can do like a splatter thing. Or, well, like you can do a splatter thing even on that plain stuff. Or you can like fully paint. This one happens to have a brush, so you can like fully paint on there, and you can use that as washi tape as well. Now we're gonna have to let that dry. So I'm gonna set this aside so it can dry, but don't you think that would be beautiful as washi too? You can just make a sheet of well, I don't know if I would do a whole sheet, but yeah, isn't that beautiful? I think it is. Okay, but I'm gonna move this aside so I don't get that everywhere. And then this one is, this might be, what is this? This might be just plain old white label paper. And I printed a full sheet of the Color Essentials this time. And I used the Freebie to cut those out. So if you just wanted stickers, and you're not worried about the see-through part, you can have strips of whatever your favorite paper is. So feel free to use whatever you have, whatever printable papers you have. But isn't that stunning? I forget what this is called, but it is linked. I will link it. I will remember to link it. Okay, so that's the Freebie in my Facebook group. And then these are the bonus sheets that come with your purchase. So they're all the sets are linked, listed down below. But let me show you let's go into a little bit more detail of how this came to be. So my husband and I know I've mentioned this before. My husband and I bought a house at the lake, and we are constantly back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I have a traveler's notebook that I've been taking back and forth with me to keep track of measurements, and you can tell it's getting really full. I've got vintage wallpaper samples in the back from stuff that we've like torn off the walls and things. There was lots. So I was just keeping like little bits of, you know, where the house came from, like part of its history. That's what I meant to say. I've been putting some flowers in here from different things that I found, you know, when we first bought the house in the spring. Yeah, some of them are falling apart. But anyway, so, and receipts and things like that. So I had this. And then I had to have things like washi. So I made a washi card that I just wrapped washi around so that I could take it with me with my notebook. Well, that then changed into, well, what, I need other things too. I can't take a bit of everything. So then I've got some score tape and some more washi tape, and these are like little flags that you mark pages with. I just picked a couple different colors, and again, attached them to acetate. These are bits from something I'm getting ready to show you. So there's that. I'll leave these out for now. And then in here I've got my what's it called? Planner. And then I've got my notebook, and let me see, did I use any washi lately in here? Sometimes I use it in my little notebook, sometimes I don't. This is just a postcard I picked up this past Valentine's weekend. Isn't that beautiful? We went to a couple cool coffee shops. Anyway, back to how this evolved. So from having the washi tape wound about onto those acetate sheets, because the acetate sheets, these are thick. These are like a thick acetate, not a real thin, flimsy one. Okay, that's what I was using. So then I was like, well, I'm going to make some out of the digitals that I've purchased, out of my shades of color. I'm going to make some washi. So I made myself a template, which was where this template idea came from. I made myself a template and I printed, I printed a lot of things, and then I also used things like, this is craft shipping or label or whatever. I didn't print, these aren't printed, these are these are the way they come. And I just ran it through. I did the scan and cut with the template that I made, and then I ran these through and let it cut it out, right? So I've got all these little strips, which is awesome. And I also did the same with digital printables that I have purchased in the past. So I had to cut them down in order to fit into this traveler's notebook style cover, which is where some of these pieces came from. But, you know, they're still very, very useful. So I printed onto washi paper, and then I used that same template, and I had it cut out strips. So it's ready to go. Now I did go a little overboard. You may not need all these. Sorry about the shine, but that's the back of that's the backing, which will be good for like if you need to put stickers or stuff on there. You've got that at your disposal, or other washi tape. So I just kind of went all hog wild over here, and I just printed a bunch of things that I liked the images of, and I wanted to use in random, like here's one of my background designs, the text. These I just stuck in here. These are labels. These are my rectangle labels. Here's a grouping of some of the washi that I cut out. I printed and cut out. I put some of these in here because sometimes I need me a little label. Here are some more of the shades of color, but this is the same washi paper. It's just on a different backing. So they changed their backing from this white to the clear, which is kind of nice because the back of this you can't stick anything to, but the front you would have been able to once you used it up. So anyway, you can see these are the shades of color. So I've got a bunch in here. I got too many, really. I don't need this many. But anyways, so this is where it started. I've got all kinds of colors. And I had printed 4 to a page, so that's why you see more on one top than you do at the bottom, because I had to cut that little bit away for my little short book here. So let's see, we're just going. Obviously these are stuck in under a band. They're loose, they're not attached in there other than that band. So this is just the other side of the beginning, right? So that was, I don't know what that was from. I guess that must have been the label page, I bet. Oh, maybe not. I don't even, yeah, it was that label page. So that's like a sticker sheet that you can buy, like a sticker release sheet that you can buy. Anyway, there's no point in buying those now if you've got a whole bunch of these little plastic sheets. But anyway, so you can see I just printed off a bunch of my favorite things from different creators and like different paper collections that we've purchased that were printable, like these. This was from the Love Story, which I happen to have on my table right now. From this, it's actually that pattern right there, right there. Anyway, so is this stripe. This one was from Tanya Samuels. This one was from Tracy Fox. You probably would recognize them if you are familiar with digital printable things. Okay, so that's kind of where I got to at this point. So I was like, okay, well, cutting these off it kind of hurt me a little bit, but these can still be used because you can just stick them into, these are just plastic sleeves that I've got folded in half and cut down to fit inside of here. No big deal. Okay. And so then I was like, well, make the index sheets. Of course, this was an afterthought. I'd already done everything, and then I made the index sheets. Whoops. I didn't mean for that to happen. Come back here. So I'd already made the index sheets, and then I was like, wait, wouldn't it be better if I did the index sheets in such a way and then offered the option for you guys to use this with your scan and cut, scan that in, print this off onto here, put it in your scan and cut, and it cuts them into washi tape strips, right? So I then was like, okay, that's what I'm doing. I made that, and then I made me another book. This isn't as portable as my traveler's notebook, where I took an old book, and we're going to make one together. I actually bought one this past weekend. If you're going to make one with me, this one's way bigger. We're going to cut everything down, but you want one with some like debossed or embossed, whichever way you want to call it, covers, so that it shows up like this, where you can see that. And I painted this cover, so it doesn't really matter what color your covers are, but it just needs to be big enough for a page to fold in half that way and fit inside. Alright, so I just bought this over the past weekend there. So I just made folders, and these are ones I'd already printed off, and I've been using them. So I just fold them in half, and these have elastic bands under them. So you can make your own washi strips at home, and whatever color and whatever way and in whatever style that you want. You don't have to worry about purchasing a whole bunch of washi tape. Like, you get huge rolls, right? Huge rolls, and you can go through some, but 9 times out of 10 you're not going to go through everything. So this was a Color Essentials. I had printed 4 to a page. I'm sorry, this is not a Color Essentials. Jeez. This was a Shades of Color, and I printed 4 to a page and cut using that template. And then what else do I got in here? Oh, these, have I even cut these? No, these are just washi. These are like a full sheet printed on washi. And I don't know why they're those sizes. And then back here I've got just some, what's this called? Parchment paper. I don't know why the word is escaping me, but is it this one? Yes. We make our own faux vintage washi tape, right? So I thought I might as well, since this is a washi book, I might as well add pages so that we could add some of that in there and see if we like this type of paper better versus the plastic. So, because we do usually create on paper like this, but you know, and this says washi paper. We just make it our own. And I think I have a video on this specifically, and if I do, I'll link it up here. But anyway, so I added some of those into my little book here, and I've just got different little folders. I haven't labeled anything yet, but I just got different little folders for the different sections. So that's the Color Essentials. So let's see. In the album, I've used it that we're working on right now. I've used these Color Essentials. We're using 3 sets of this Color Essentials set. And this is, so far it just looks like one, but we've got that. And then, oh, here's an example of the washi. Me using the washi tape, right? Isn't that pretty? I haven't been using it a whole lot yet because I hadn't really technically done a video for you guys, but there's one of the papers. I already showed you this. And there's another one of the Color Essentials right there. So that's what we're using in the project currently. And then I wanted to show you some examples of some washi tape in use. Hang on, I didn't mark anything, but I need to be careful. Some of the stuff is private. Let's see. So this is from this past weekend. Can you see me and my hubby? There we are. We went to a new restaurant, and there we go. We went to a new restaurant where our lake house is, and we had a special dinner, and they took our picture, and their menu had a wax seal and everything on there. Well, anyway, I tried to write down what what we're doing, and we went on an antique trail and yada yada yada. So here are some places where I've used some washi tape. I just grabbed whatever was close by. Let me see what else. Here's an example of where I used washi tape that I had taken, that I had wrapped around that page. So I've got some washi tape there. All right, let's see, where else? I know here's another example. This is a combination of store-bought washi and the washi that I printed, and then there's one of my rectangle labels. So I'm just using stuff that I have in my traveler's notebook here. Let's see. There's another example of the washi. So anyway, I'm trying not to be too, some of it is super private and I got to be careful. And I don't think I put any washi on the back. I just did this one last night, and sorry, my camera cut off, and I was sitting on the couch. So it's not that great, but I just wanted to document some things, you know? Okay, so that was a lot about the washi tape, wasn't it? I'm just excited about it. I love things being able to be used in multiple ways. So the index sheets for the color essentials can be made into washi tape pages. So I will have everything linked down below, and I would love to know your thoughts, you guys. What do you think? Do you think these are going to be fun? Do you like the idea? Do you want me to add some colors to these sets? Right now there's 5 sets, and they're also, right now they're currently on sale, no coupon needed during time of this filming, to the end of February 2026. So you still have time if you want to. They're already marked down. You don't have to put any code in or anything. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, you guys. I'm super excited to finally get this video out for you and to finally have some saturated colors. So, all right, you guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you enjoy your new color essentials. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.